How's Abby going to do that in the show?
I'm pretty sure it's a safe bet that we are not getting this in the show if it's going to be anything like season 2.
And somebody was like, those aren't feats of strength. They're feats of like skill and technique. And I'm like, okay, fighting someone like this is a feat of strength. I don't care what you say. Yeah, technique will take you part of the way. But one of the scenes I sent was her flipping a grown man. You know, probably like 180-pound grown man. She flipped him over her shoulder. I mean, that, no matter how much technique you have, it's going to take some strength.
Neil Druckmann's like working on this. Like, you worked on the game. Like,
but the thing is, like,
why is this so far off from the game? You know, like,
or to look at one guy say, kill her, and then everyone else runs to leave to defend, and then she fights that one person and wins. Both would put Ellie in the driver's seat, make her a badass, and get rid of plot armor. And I just thought of those just now in 2 seconds flat.
Welcome to Backseat Directing,
where we talk about movies, TV shows, comics, and more.
We're your hosts,
Andrew
and Aaron.
We put out new episodes every Monday and Thursday.
And today we're talking about the season finale of The Last of Us Season 2 while playing Part 2.
3, 2, 1, action.
Woo! Man, we've just finished watching The Last of Us Season 2, and we've had a lot of thoughts around this season of television. But while we
all positive,
all
good things, all good things.
But while watching, we've been playing alongside the game. We're a little ahead of the game now. We're playing as Abby. Day 1, we're about halfway through day 1. We just met Lev and
Yara.
Lev and Yara.
We skipped the cutscenes. We've been doing that while we've been playing through because this is more for people who've played the games and just want to talk about the show with us while we kind of vibe and play the games.
Yeah, so we've been playing through. This is our 11th episode of playing The Last of Us Part 2, which is crazy that we're at that many episodes of playing. So that's like, we're what, 10 hours into playing this game? We're probably like an hour and 15 for each of these episodes. That was really good. I
took like 1 or 2 hits.
I like struggle at that part.
It's hard, like, to time the dodges sometimes.
Yeah, I don't get the dodges right very often. So you not dying there that's pretty impressive. Actually.
These are the stalkers that have made 2 appearances in the show now. Way creepier in the game, especially in this forest scene in the dark. I do hope we get this in the show. Boom! How's Abby going to do that in the show?
I'm pretty sure it's a safe bet that we are not getting this in the show if it's going to be anything like season 2. They don't do any confrontation when it comes to combat.
Stomped out. Where's the next one? Come on. You got strike. Dude,
that
she's a tank.
What we were going for.
Ooh, Lev coming in clutch. Yara's arm is messed up. So if you guys don't remember exactly what happens at this point, since we skipped this cutscene, I will tell you. Abby gets taken out by some scars. She gets overwhelmed by a group of them, and then they're going to hang her in classic Scar fashion. And right as they're about to hang her, they pull out basically they consider these 2 traitors, Lev and Yara, for like abandoning their kind of proper ways, and then they get kind of distracted and. Abby ends up fighting the scars to help save Lev and Yara. These like 2 kind of younger child scars. Get out of here, boy. And so they end up working together because now they're being overwhelmed by scars and zombies, stalkers.
This part coming up is cool.
People have beefed with us calling them zombies, which, like, I mean, they are, but infected.
Gosh, are you even a fan of the show, of the game? We've been making a lot of TikToks around The Last of Us show and game over the last few weeks. And it's so funny when in my TikTok, I'm like, hey, I've played the game. This is my opinion from someone who's played the game. This show, blah, 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 isn't good. This is why. And then they'll be like in the comments, have you played the game? Have you even played the game? Like, you're missing so much. You got this all wrong.
I made a TikTok at one point that was a compilation little video of things that Abby has like big feats of fighting, stuff like this.
This should have been in it.
Yeah. And I was like, how is she going to do this in the show without her mass? And somebody was like, those aren't feats of strength. They're feats of like skill and technique. And I'm like, okay, fighting someone like this is a feat of strength. I don't care what you said. Yeah, technique will take you part of the way. But one of the scenes I sent was her flipping a grown man. You know, probably like 180-pound grown man. She flipped him over her shoulder. I mean, that, no matter how much technique you have, it's going to take some strength. Dude, this girl's swinging that thing.
Dude, you're really good at dodging these punches and hits.
I'm locked in right now. Oh, yeah, get ready. Get finished off.
Dude.
Those
hammers are brutal.
So, I want to hear your thoughts on the penultimate episode, episode 6 first, flashback episode. What'd you think?
I think that was like actually a decent episode.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like it does kind of ruin the momentum of the show a little bit, especially because it was such a good episode in comparison to all the other episodes. Because it's like Joel's back, and that's a big part of the reason why I think that episode was good.
And it was the second to last episode. So, like, you need your second to last episode to ramp into the finale to get people hyped for it. And having it just be a flashback is kind of not a smart move.
Anticlimactic. Yeah, like it's not really setting up the finale.
I want the end of the second to last episode to be a cliffhanger where I'm like, I gotta know what happens next.
Instead, it was more of like
reminiscing.
Yeah, and some like emotional parts or whatever, but not the. I needed it earlier, I think. You know?
Yeah.
And so it was a little frustrating that even though it was good, it's just not. It just didn't. It fell out of place. You know?
And I agree. It was one of my favorite episodes of the season. Joel, you know, singing, playing the guitar. I do love that song, Future Days. Amazing song. I was waiting for it throughout the season. And I like the rendition. I like the performances. Some of the most emotional scenes in the entirety of the show, like that end on the porch between the two of them, although it is not game accurate, and I do have complaints with the way that they decided to structure that, it was the performances I cannot complain about. The performances were very strong. And I felt the emotionality of that scene so much with the tears in their eyes, like Joel saying, you know, I'm not perfect, but maybe like he's like, what does he say? He says, because I love you in ways you can't understand. It's like until you have kids of your own one day, you can't understand. Dude, what a gut punch. But I do wish they had Ellie leave Jackson and go to do her investigation at the hospital, because I think that added a lot to her character, because it did show her rebellion like they showed in the show, but it also showed her capability and established her independence and showed how she can do things, you know, without Joel and without anyone's help. She survived out there in the wild on that long journey based off of her own skills and abilities at a young age. You know, she was like, I think 18, 17. So I do wish that element had been included, but I think they kind of cut it for time.
Yeah. Show Ellie does nothing to move the plot forward. She does nothing on her own. Well, things happen to her. She doesn't cause anything to happen.
And this is another bad example of that, because in the game, she goes and investigates actively and finds out what happened. In the show, she's with Joel and she just sees him lie.
Yeah, it's just told to her.
She witnesses a lie and is like, that's the same as I've seen before, which is much less of her actively figuring something out.
Yeah, and typically we like to say that like it's better for shows and movies to show, not always tell us important aspects, you know? Like, it's a visual medium. Use the visuals to help tell the story, and then use the dialogue to help communicate kind of like the interactions between the characters. But we definitely weren't getting that at all for Ellie in this season. And it makes Ellie feel incapable. It makes her feel... it makes me feel annoyed with Ellie when she's on the screen trying to do something, because it's like, why are you doing this? I don't think you're capable of doing this.
And then it makes you kind of not believe her when she has to be badass or threatening, because it's like, where is this threat coming from?
Also, a lot of the time when Ellie's supposed to be threatening, Bella Ramsey just looks scared.
They do, and imbuing a lot of fear into the character would make sense, because it would be a very frightening experience. But but you have to balance. Oh, I hit the mic there with a surprise. But you have to balance that, right? Like with still making her a badass. Like what makes people badass is being afraid, but still being capable and in control of themselves, like controlling their fear. You know, I understand that fear is just a natural evolutionary human emotion. It would be if she was completely stoic and never felt an ounce of fear, it would be stupid, unrealistic, because there'd be no stakes. But she has to be afraid while also being like capable. You know, in Taken, Liam Neeson is, I'm sure, very worried about his daughter, but he's very capable. So he's on the move, you know?
Yeah.
He's upset. But
right.
All right,
I like this part. I like this part.
You want to play it? I've done a little bit of fighting here.
Yeah, unless you want. Oh, I kind of want to see how you approach it.
Do I have anything else that's silent? Well, I can craft.
You're not gonna. You don't remember this part, do you?
I played it honestly somewhat recently, but I know it turns into more of a fight. But I think I can thin the herd. No way. You don't call me out like that. Be cool.
Oh, wait, you didn't die.
Oh, let's.
I haven't been on top like this before. In this part. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
Can they get up here?
No. Also, don't know where the rest of them are. I'm gonna have to get down though. Oh, there you are. Why do I feel like I'm still missing a gun?
I don't think you are. Dude, it's so nice. So I try to say every episode, so you guys watching, if you haven't seen every episode of us playing, we are playing on hard plus. So we have all of the weapons and stuff from the game. We beat the game previously, so we're kind of going back, and we have all of the weapons that Abby has access to. And then we're playing with the resources on light. So there's a bunch of ammo scattered out throughout the city and resources for crafting. That way, when we're playing this game, we can actually play the game rather than having to rely solely on like trial and error with strategy and stuff like that. Which there's still a lot of strategy to these encounters, especially the encounters with the wolves or the scars, where it's like people that you're fighting. But it is nice to go through these levels having all of these weapons, you know, and Andrew's choosing to use his fire shots right now on just normal runners, which is a bold move, you know. But he did clear out some of these guys already. We're going to run into some bloaters coming up. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Well, there's bloaters, and what's the other one that looks like bloaters?
Shamblers?
Shamblers. I don't overly know how to tell this part. Do you know the difference?
Bloaters and shamblers? I guess I don't totally see a difference.
Shamblers like throw things?
Oh yeah, they shut and they explode when they die. I thought you meant like on sight.
So then what's the bloater? Just
the bloater does throw things, but the shambler does like a puff of smoke like out of its body. So the bloater throws those little balls that are kind of like a grenade.
Gotcha.
Got some more fire shots. We're back in it. They got me? That was easy.
No, I think you have more people or more coming.
Let me loot a little bit. Let me loot back up. Got any trouble? So anything else to say about the second to last episode before we get on to the final episode?
I'm trying to remember some more of the details of it.
Oh no!
Oh no, did you just die?
I'm Abby, I'm good. Abby can fight it off. Heard you behind me, brother. No, wait, what's behind me now? Oh, move, move, move.
Got a clicker coming.
I'm good. Just gotta stay mobile. Woo!
Dude, nice shot. You like that? Nice.
Whoa, whoa, oh, he's on me. He's on me now. I can't. I'm getting double team. Double team. Move, move, move. Oh, I'm loading. I'm loading. No,
You can't load and dodge at the same time.
There's the bloater.
Dude, there's another one. There you go. The fire shots are so clutch.
Okay, we got any yet? This is a tight area. Hey, brother. Is he
That's
dead
got to
yet?
be enough.
No, I don't think it is, isn't it?
For that one, it's
Okay, I'm
gotta
good.
be.
Oh, I can get some help. Oh!
You can go now.
Okay, let's just do that. Wait, what got me? Wait, what's happening? I'm glitching. Did I have no health?
Yeah.
They
You had like one little bar left, and that guy got you as you
really
turned around.
Sneak up behind you, dude. Oh, yeah. No, this gun needs to be loaded.
No. We don't do that. We got to restart the encounter, dude. That's how we play. We've been doing that this whole
Goodness.
time.
Do you want to talk any... What else do we have to say about the previous episode?
I don't know if I have anything else to say. Do you? I know you're playing, so it's hard to think.
Let me try to be a little bit more conservative here.
Yeah, when you finish this part, we'll talk about the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we're playing, Andrew and I try to beat each encounter all the way through without dying, whether it's him playing or me playing. Oftentimes, when one of us dies, we'll switch the controller over. We're giving this to Andrew because he basically
I was so
beat
close.
it
I was really
already.
frustrated.
So trying to give him some redemption here to go through. I think he could have had it if he just realized how low his health was.
Oh my god, dude. No, I don't want that. I don't want that gun. Let's use this one.
You do also have the flamethrower that you can use when the bloaters come back.
That's a good call out, honestly. Extra safe. This is why we get the break, is so I can do this.
Yeah.
Reload. Loaded.
Dude, as Abby, I noticed that you can make so many health kits. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, you always have good
I
supplies.
feel like I
for it.
always have 2 or 3, even when I'm playing on Hard Plus for the supplies.
Where are they? Here, then. Okay, bro.
Took you a second to aim that one.
Yeah, I was like lining it up with my body walking. Yeah, there you are.
Yeah. Stomp. Nice. Oftentimes, Andrew and I say your proficiency in this game boils down to being able to switch your weapons quickly. Because something that's cool about this game is that you have limited amount of shots. Each gun only has so much of a capacity to hold its ammo. So you have to like switch through all your weapons very quickly. And Andrew's actually doing pretty good here, going from gun to gun, throwing what he can throw, and then taking time to reload, kind of in these parts of calm. So right now, maybe he can switch to the flamethrower.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Which one? I don't know. Which one's that?
Switch there, yeah. Ooh.
I think something on me. Oh my god.
You took a hit, but you still have a lot of health. But you do need to reload your flamethrower once you kind of get this burnt out. Yeah. Try to find somewhere where you can reload that. Or you can just leave. Lev is right there.
I thought I pressed
On the
it.
car there. See?
Oh, there we go.
Go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this place will kind of like continually generate enemies. All right, I'm feeling kind of frosty. You know, I'm feeling like I'm on my toes. Like you might have to shoot that. Oh no, you're good. I feel like I have some good shots in. You know, some good weapon switching. So
Yeah,
this might be a good day.
You played pretty well.
That one death was annoying because I just wanted to grab that little health patch.
Yeah.
Before I left.
You like stumbled. You were like going one direction. I told you that you could leave, so you like kind of stutter stepped.
And the zombie was behind me. I didn't see it there. Yeah, it's tough. Man, the way they come from behind you in this game is super sketchy. Because especially in that setting, that little region, they come from like every angle. But you ready to talk about the finale?
Ready.
I think it's trying to chill for a minute now when you bring in Laura back to Yara back to this. I always mix their names, Lev and Yara, but bringing Yara back to this little camper. So the finale, I think, was one of the most frustrating episodes of the season.
What?
Surprised?
No.
Masterpiece.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
So to me, it's one of the examples where they made changes that were just completely unnecessary and added nothing to the story. I think changing the dynamic so much between Ellie and Jesse was like really annoying.
Stupid.
To where they're completely at odds. He doesn't like have her back like he should.
It made you feel like you shouldn't like Ellie.
What made you feel like Ellie's just in the wrong? And in the game, she's not aware that Tommy, like she isn't aware of Tommy's exact location and doesn't decide to just abandon him, which I thought was a weird choice. I get that it's maybe they were going for
like Tommy can handle his own.
Yeah, they're trying to go for, but he's being pinned down by a huge army of wolves.
Yeah, and she was like, "Good, that's better for him." Like, what are you talking about?
It's just frustrating because I think what it drives her in the game and what makes her cool in the game of part 2 is she makes decisions like Joel would make decisions. Mm-hmm. Either smart and tactical, rage-based, what have you. You can see that she is Joel's daughter. But Joel is somebody who prioritizes family first. And if he knew Tommy was out there being pinned down, I think he would move that to the top of his list over his revenge. Like, if you're willing to go to the end of the world to burn down the earth for somebody that is your family, you don't just also let your family die at the same time. So by adding in that element that wasn't in the game at all,
it undercuts her motivation.
It makes it like I've wanted her to have that drive to go after her revenge the whole time. Now she finally does at a point where it seems like you should be going to get Tommy first.
Yeah.
They're like, you don't know that that's Tommy over there. Well, you don't know that Abby's at the Ferris wheel this very minute.
Yeah.
You know, it's both are unknowns. We don't have. You feel like you guys have all the information.
Yeah, the stuff with Jesse really irritated me. It made me feel like you said, Ellie was in the wrong. It made me feel like both Jesse and Dina were like gaining up on Ellie, and none of that dynamic is in the game.
Yeah,
they're all friends, and it's Ellie kind of leading the way. And I heard too, like in an interview, that they were saying that they gave like some of Ellie's capabilities and powers or whatever to the people in the surrounding scene, so it's not just Ellie doing all the work.
Yeah,
I think takes away from the character so much.
Well, that's why you have a main character and supporting characters. They support the main character. They don't take from the main character.
Right, like Dina and Jesse and Tommy, they were all capable in their own rights.
Can you hit your light?
In the game. You're so blind. They were like still doing things, you know? It wasn't like they were throwaway characters.
They were great characters. Man, and they really butchered Jesse. Like at every opportunity, he's telling Ellie what to do, bossing her around, treating her like she's not just stupid or incapable, but like she's a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a child, but also like he doesn't respect her, like morally. He's like, you are a bad person.
Yeah.
You're selfish.
Yeah. And also the scene where the wolves were like beating up on the scar. What was the point of that?
Just like purely to piss me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Purely to make me so angry. That was one of, I think that's the maddest I was in the episode the whole time. I was screaming at the television.
Yeah. Like that encounter like kind of happens in the game. But then Ellie goes and kills all of those wolves. You know, we just played that a few episodes ago.
It's annoying because what mostly annoyed me about it was two things. One was that Jesse told her to sit her ass down, and
she just listened.
Yeah, like a good little kid, she sat her ass down and did what he said. He said, "That's not smart. Stay here."
And then by the time she ran off, they were already gone.
Yeah. And then the other part of it was that they tricked me into thinking there was going to be a cool badass Ellie scene.
Yeah.
And
no, she just got caught or got stopped.
Yeah. They ramped up to a cool Ellie scene, and then he told her to stop, and we got nothing instead. Like you said, it added zero net value to the story.
Right. Shoot.
Like, I mean, you could say it showed that she's impulsive. It showed that Jesse's not impulsive. I don't know. Like, I guess there was a line later in the episode where she said, "Oh, you only care about your community." But it's weird to add in that whole scene in this show that's omitted so much from the game purely to have that one line later in the episode. You know?
Yeah.
Is that worthwhile? Man, they're not giving up. Aaron said, "Forget it." You guys see the aquarium and they're still on your heels.
I like it when we come back through this part.
Yeah, it's cool to re-enter the same area with a different dynamic. Be careful, that might break. Yeah, so that was one of the most frustrating parts of the episode for me, was her just getting put in her place. I mean, they don't get the dynamic of the game at all when they put in stuff like that. Ellie...
It's so frustrating that Neil Druckmann's like working on this. Like,
Yeah.
you worked on the game. Like,
But the thing is, like...
why is this so far off from the game? You know, like, typically we're mad at these situations because the original creators aren't working on it, you know?
I
know. I was seeing if
checking for loot or something. But, like...
Thanks.
I got you. Even if you don't need it.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be so frustrating if you were a woman and there's like a limited amount of this archetype of female characters in existence that get to be badasses and independent and tough and gritty, and you are playing them part 2 and you love it and you're excited for it, and then you get this.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, this is what we get.
Absolute trash. And I feel like at this point too, people who
Love this section.
haven't played the game are also like realizing that like
It's not that good.
this isn't that good, you know? And it's like, no, guys, I promise this story is really good. You know, like you're just not getting a good representation of the story.
I also don't know why they like touched on the Isaac perspective like a couple of times. I don't know what that was for. I guess maybe to give us context of why they're loading up in these boats and stuff, but it's cool. It would have been fine to have it as a mystery.
Yeah. I think it's to help set up Abby.
Dude, in that scene too, Ellie went to a dock, right? All these boats pulled up to the dock and loaded crates in it. Why would you take crates of materials to another location instead of the original dock where the boats were taking off from? Other than to create this surprise for Ellie where a bunch of these lights come out from sea.
Also, did you see how she like aimed her pistol at them? Like she was gonna snipe them with her pistol from like 50 yards away. Like, why doesn't she have any other weapon?
Oh, it's super annoying.
She doesn't use any weapons. So the island scene was such trash.
Oh, that's one of the worst parts. That's the other worst part of the episode, for sure.
You said, like, when... What part did you say was... Oh, when the Scar was getting beaten up, that was, like, you were, like, yelling at this TV. This was when I was. So...
Oh, I was too.
She's on the boat. One, she gets flipped off the boat, which is how it happens in the game. And then the boat pops up. Her and the boat get washed to the same spot at the same time.
Super convenient.
I'm pretty sure if a boat goes all the way underwater and capsizes that it sinks. Pretty sure that's how that works.
I think I think that's what happens in the game, or maybe it's just flipped.
Yeah, you
over.
lose your boat
Yeah.
in the game. But I don't know. I'm not a boatologist. You know, like who am I?
Maybe it wouldn't if there's like not a hole in it. You know.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's still incredibly unlikely that this humongous wave would wash her in the boat with very different weights or this chaotic sea up to the same point on the same beach.
Right.
And then this kid sees her, and that's when I saw she was on the Scar Beach, and I said, "What is happening?"
Yeah, I was like, this is so dumb.
Well, I thought they were going to change the plot of the whole. I thought they were going to completely abandon the game.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they were just going to quit and go this other route. And then when she goes back to being in the game plot, it's confusing again. It's like, you just saw what you saw, and you're like, brush your shoulders off. Good thing my boat landed here. I'm going to turn around and just leave.
When she saw the kid and then the adult Scars were coming towards her, what did she do? She didn't grab her pistol. She didn't fight them or anything. She crawled. Oh no! You know, like
Tough people are coming.
Like, why didn't she get up and at least try to run?
I've seen her kill so many Scars, bro. I've seen Ellie kill endless Scars. Scores of Scars.
Jeez, it was so weird, you know, to see her just crawling away from danger.
I also think that she, again, like you said, another instance of the plot happening to her.
Yeah.
She survives purely based on luck. In the biggest sweeping instance of plot armor that I may have ever seen in my entire life.
Wouldn't they have just killed her?
It would
like, oh no, we got to go. Just cut her head off.
It would take 1 second to kill her. There was a gun
How
on
did
the
they
ground.
see me? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Even if they didn't have a gun, there was still a gun on the ground.
Can I save this?
He's out. He's out. Oh my god, dude. The Abby jukes.
Can't touch this.
Abby's got crazy ankles. Wait, where are we missing right now? Oh, we don't have the grenades? Or throwables? Oh, maybe you were in the quick select.
Yeah.
You got 2.
Oh!
And a headshot right through the mouth. Oh, yeah, that's good looks. That was good play. There's so many other complaints with this episode that we can genuinely fill up the rest of the episode. I'm not even worried about it. I'm going to let you focus on this for a second, and then I want to get on to my next. Ooh, that was kind of a lucky headshot, no?
Yeah. Dude, I've hit this guy 3 times. Or twice.
He or she.
3, 4.
5. Is there any left? Okay, so now you're done with that. My other issue with that scene, I want to talk more about the plot armor. They have her hung up in the air by her neck. They have a giant sword. They hear an explosion, which we know is going to happen. We know game players know that the wolves are going to attack the scars because during the storm.
Yeah.
Then they go.
We know that in the show too because they showed us Isaac.
Yeah.
Going there.
Because they said it, I think. I think when they were sitting in the room, they might have talked about because they have to talk about everything that ever happened. But they have her hung up by her neck, and they go, "Oh my goodness, the alarm! Leave her, bitch! She has a gun. You think she's a wolf? You're gonna turn your back to her and run away? She'll chase up behind you. Any wolf would chase up behind you, kill the children. Like they know the children are soldiers." You're gonna run that risk so you can get there a second sooner, 1 second faster? Tell one person to kill her and take everyone else at least. If there's 2 things they could have done to make me forgive the plot armor so easily in that scene. 1, have her hung and tied to something, and they say let her hang and go. Ellie has a knife in her pocket, super easy way to cut herself out of that because Ellie always has a knife and we know
And then it's Ellie somehow somewhat saved herself.
Or to look at one guy, say, kill her, and then everyone else runs to leave to defend. And then she fights that one person and wins. Both would put Ellie in the driver's seat, make her a badass, and get rid of plot armor. And I just thought of those just now in 2 seconds flat. I'm sure that's the most obvious thing to anybody. It's not an impressive feat of creativity. They chose not to do that either out of laziness or it's got
confusion.
To be laziness. It's got to be laziness.
Yeah.
Because anyone could think of that.
Yeah, I don't know. It was such a weird scene. And then, she just leaves and heads right back to the boat. It's like
as if nothing ever happened.
Yeah, it was
because it
5
didn't
seconds
matter.
long.
You should shoot him right in the crotch.
Oh my god!
Panic. He looked at you. He can't hear you. Don't worry. I wonder if their capacity is diminished in the rain or increased. Because I think Daredevil sees better in the rain in Daredevil 2003. Oh, God, dude. Those 2 scenes were super upsetting.
Oh, my God. It stopped moving.
They always do that awkward time. Oh, my God, dude. Nerves of steel.
Now I only have 1 arrow.
Yeah, and then they can't repeat the boat tipping over, so she doesn't end up swimming to the island. Which is a nitpicky game inaccuracy, but they just completely abandon the game to such an extent. Gazpacho. Gazpacho. Nice! Those are good shots. Hey, would you turn your light on so I can see?
No, I'm fighting here. Ooh.
Oh, my goodness. And then they absolutely butcher the scene even when she gets to the aquarium too. Nice, dude. Why are you so accurate from the 2-point shot? Is unbelievable. Your mid-range jumper is going gangbusters.
Is he gonna die?
Yeah. So when she gets into the aquarium, cool set. Can't knock the sets. Owen and Mel are fighting. We as people who know the whole story know why they're fighting.
That scene was dumb too,
dude. I
She
get
panic fires on him.
Yeah.
No, that's so dumb.
she panic fires, and not even just panic fires on Owen. She panic fires on both of them.
Yeah.
Kills one literally 100% by mistake.
Yeah.
In the craziest stream of luck in this whole episode, like
Yeah.
that the bullet would just happen to graze her neck, so you would have extra time to have this whole conversation about her being pregnant to make it more emotional.
Yeah.
It was emotional enough, and it was emotional enough, and they had no conversation.
Yeah. You remember how it happened in the game, right? Like,
Owen
Mel-
says she's pregnant,
yeah, but Mel starts attacking Ellie first.
which makes it less
And then they start like tumbling around. She's dropped her gun already. And then she ends up.
stabbing her in the neck.
Yeah.
But doesn't that already make it less Ellie's fault that Mel's attacking her? Did they have
she
to?
shoot Owen first, though?
Yeah, I think Owen.
And then Mel attacked her.
Owen like makes a move at her or something.
Yeah.
So
But
like
she intentionally shoots him, not.
yeah,
You know?
she has to defend herself, which is reasonable. And also, there's a line in there that made no sense. He said she's just going to kill us after we tell her, and she said, "No, I'm not like you." But that makes no sense because they literally left Ellie alive. They did exactly what she's saying she will do: to go after the person for their revenge and leave the other people alive. That would be being like them. That's what I would have been like. If I was Owen, I would have been like, actually, hold on one second. There's a gun right there. I'm not going to grab it. I have to explain something. You don't understand what you're saying because we let you live.
See this?
Glitching. Oh my God. And he's like, the angle makes no sense. So they had to have him crouch down for the gun in order for 5 foot tall Bella Ramsey to shoot through his 6'4" neck and hit Mel's neck at the same height. They had to have him crouch at this awkward angle to grab the gun. Like, you're bending over backwards to make this happen because you want it to happen a different way.
Yeah.
And you're bending over backwards to remove cool fighting choreography. Like, if you go and watch that clip from the game, like Aaron,
All of the game
Yeah.
choreography in their cutscenes is so good.
well, it's like you said before.
good.
It's not like Jackie Chan or like it's not like they make the characters look
they're
like
tumbling
they're elite. Yeah,
around and
It's
it's
just-
scrappy and it's not like it doesn't look choreographed. You know, it looks like they're fumbling.
but it also looks like they're capable, and that's what's so cool in the fight with her and Mel is like it feels a little bit like a dance. Like it has a flow to it, despite being like scrappy and
Yeah.
not seeming fake. It seems real but flowy.
yeah.
And they just removed that by having just one bullet be fired.
They haven't had any hand-to-hand combat scenes at all.
No, but
whole
there's
season besides in the very first episode when it was practice.
The training one.
Remember when you were like, "That was kind of cool, right?" And I was like, "Oh, when she wasn't actually fighting anyone."
I mean, I think that looked cool, but it's
did.
disappointing for
and
sure.
it foreshadowed nothing.
You've seen the behind the scenes video of Bella Ramsey like fighting,
Yeah.
and that's
And
not
it
in the show.
Looks sick,
Yeah,
right?
it does look cool. She's in like a gi at one point.
Yeah.
The gun fighting
She's
at another
like
point.
shooting them point blank, and she's going all John Wick
She
on him.
looks like John Wick with the
Yeah.
movement. She got the gun like cantered to the side.
Yeah.
Oh man,
And they were like, "Nah, we're gonna take that out."
they literally said to themselves, "How can we have the least amount of bullets fired in our show possible?
Yeah.
What if she shot both of them at the same time with one bullet, Deadpool style? Like, that's you're trying so hard to remove any element of action that you have to combine their deaths into one bullet,
Yeah.
and then introduce this weird thing where Mel
And it
bleeding
made it-
out tries to tell Ellie to cut the baby out of her. Like, why?
Yeah. I know.
For what? It was
It made it feel like it was such a mistake, you know, rather than it was like I was defending myself.
Yeah, dude, I feel so gutted by. Well, also, they're always constantly trying to remove Ellie from being a bad person. It feels like they make her a bad person by like abandoning Tommy, but try to defend it by her saying, "You don't know that that's Tommy." You know, they try to like half-ass her brutality and her like misdeeds, but in this game, she does a horrible shit. She kills innocent people who would have surrendered. The girl in the hospital who's playing the PSP, she comes up behind her and questions her and stabs her in the neck. She kills people she could have knocked out or tied up. Like, she does it because she's on a mission out for blood. And they're just not into that. It seems like they're trying to soften her up. Like, they're trying to soften up the whole story.
Yeah. Right.
But they're like, oh, she killed Mel by accident. It wasn't like it was Owen's fault. Honestly, it was Owen's the one who reached for a gun. It's not Ellie's fault. But they remove her from like the physical grittiness of stabbing her with a knife, which is much more personal. And then her reaction in the game is so crazy affecting. Like when she pulls the jacket open and sees that Mel's pregnant, and knowing Dean is pregnant and everything, she like falls back and starts to have this crazy panic attack. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to insinuate that having a panic attack makes you crazy. I've had my own panic attacks.
The panic attack itself was crazy and intense.
It's very intense. But that's such a good part in the game. They dampen all the sound out. They make it seem like she's just completely, shell shocked. And I don't feel like we reached that intensity in the show. We changed everything around, and at least Tommy finally pulled up. At least we know we'll get his cool sniper scene in the Abby portion.
Possibly.
I think we will. They talked about it. But yeah, I mean, nothing's completely safe in this world. I don't think it went far. I don't think it went far enough. I think it landed on the roof.
These like portions here when you're kind of just figuring out the landscape, like they're fun on the first playthrough.
You just jump back in here, huh? Oh god, so what else happened in the last episode? I feel like we've kind of talked that portion plenty.
I mean, I feel like that covers most of it. I mean, Jesse dies at the end.
That must have been, I was thinking about that the other day. That must have been a huge shock to people who haven't played the game.
Yeah.
That must have been like, holy shit, that's out of nowhere,
Our friend Matt, he texted me and was like, is Jesse actually dead?
He got shot right in the face.
And I was like, bro, he got shot in the face. What do you think about kind of Ellie's reaction to that whole...
Oh, that's another good point to talk about. Again, Ellie being a victim, Ellie being out of control, crying, begging.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
No.
yeah, I'm not, and again, I'm not saying
That's how I would react.
Yeah, but we're not Ellie.
But I'm not Ellie.
I'm not saying Ellie should have a heart of stone and just nonstop balls of steel.
In the game, she's afraid.
Yeah.
She's holding her gun up right like this, and Abby's like, drop the gun, and she's like, oh fuck, and like throws it and is like scared.
She's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And because she's in a high pressure situation, worried about Tommy's life. She just saw Jesse die. Yeah. She's not like her knees are shaking.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I've been in really scary situations before. I've lost people before.
Right.
Like, it still means something into her. And playing beer pong over here. But it's just frustrating that she's sobbing her eyes out. And it's not just that they're like softening her or whatever, but it's her dialogue. She's crying her eyes out and going, I was looking for you. I didn't want to hurt them. Mm-hmm. And then in the game you have her going, I'll kill every last one of them.
Yeah.
Like, I'll kill every last one of them. Like, dude, she's just clearly, I mean, after she kills Nora, yes, she's devastated. She's more devastated by her own actions than Nora's loss. If she had just killed Nora, like, just shot her and been merciful, I don't think she would have lost a wink of sleep over it. She just was bothered by...
brutality.
Yeah, by her own actions. Yeah, the depth of the darkness inside herself.
Yeah.
And then the same thing again with killing Mel, who she didn't know was pregnant. But in this, it just seems like she was innocently going there to find Abby only, and she would have never laid a hand on another soul or hurt another person. And it just poor unlucky Ellie, shit just goes bad around her.
Yeah, I was not happy with the ending either. I think the sets look fantastic, though. Like, it looks so much like the game. It's like a Trojan horse.
Do you think that gunshot when we get to the next season is going to be Dina? Something happens in the game where she like shoots Tommy
in the leg.
Yeah, and then like Tommy's able to get a second to like slow her down, and then she shoots Tommy in the face, the head somewhere, and then Ellie's like able to run back into the theater. I just played this portion. It's still hard to remember. I feel like I've been in this like flashback so many times.
Yeah.
But then we get to the start to Abby's portion, which I can actually commend them for something here. Two things, actually, while I'm thinking positive. Oh, God, Love and Yara. I can commend them for telling the story, the structure I wanted to tell it, exactly like the game. A season on Ellie and a season on Abby.
Yeah,
not exactly
like the game.
General structure, yes, but
Structure.
They did show us a bunch of scenes from Wolf and Scar perspective that muddied that really badly. But I'm glad they're at least doing the general.
It just told us too much information too soon.
Got rid of all the mystery, or some of the mystery. But I wish that had been done differently. But I do like that we're going to go to Abby's perspective in the next season, hopefully for a long time. And the other thing I'll commend them for, the only time I really get excited seeing this show is when the little Easter egg details come in that involve the set design. Like when Ellie and Jesse are walking down the street, at one point you can see the crane in the distance on the high rises that Seattle Day 2, Abby is going to use in this one, Day 2, to like go across the rooftops, avoid the wolves, and try to get the meds for
hey, I was
Yara.
just talking about coming back to this area.
Yeah, and here we are. And like that's a cool detail. That they didn't say anything about it. You can just barely pick it out in the background, deep off in the CGI distance. You can see that crane up there. And I was like, oh. Abby's up there. Abby's probably up there.
Yeah. They do like a really long zoom in. See Abby walking across.
They actually have her like animated in there. All right, you want to play this portion? I know you like it.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see what you got.
Let's see what supplies I got here. When I was replaying this game last time, I had one bullet and like one arrow. So I had to like really be careful with how I used everything, you know?
Low ammo mode.
We're pretty good here.
Dude, in the show, Isaac really over explains Abby's role and his intentions for Abby too.
She's supposed to guide them.
She's going to be the next. Also, I don't even know what he means. Like, he was going to bring her on this mission and be like, I'll probably die. You'll probably die. Abby will probably live. How could you possibly predict which one of you guys are more likely to die versus live?
That's a funny point.
Were you going to leave Abby? Oh my God, dude. They're encroaching. Careful, it might be in the line of sight of another person. If you press X too, you can use the scope for this one.
Oh,
that's a nice lined up shot right there. Smooth kill. Smooth criminal. You get that one? Going into the thick of it. Woo! Okay, American Sniper.
aim on point today, boys.
Yeah, and when I saw Caitlin Deaver in the trench coat, I was like, man, she looks cool.
She does.
I also always have to think, she'd look a lot cooler with some big-ass muscles.
Yeah.
But I think her voice inflection is phenomenal.
Well, even her face.
Her face,
and
too.
her hair, like,
Yeah.
she does look like Abby.
And she sounds like her. I think the voice thing is really impressive. She sounds a lot like Abby.
I think that scene, she was the most like Abby that we've seen her too. I know we haven't seen her a ton, but that scene was definitely like the closest to who Abby is.
I imagine people will come to really like her in season 2, don't you think? In the show format?
So?
Because she's a badass. I mean, Isaac describes her like she's an unstoppable force.
Oh, what?
He's still up. He's still up. Nice.
I'll take this. Take her hammer too.
Tradesies? There's one more nearby. No, there it is. Did he just thread that needle of that bottle through that little crack in the fence? Put this guy on the freaking Red Sox, bro. He's got an insane arm accuracy.
Oh my god.
feel like he just fired through that metal crate. He's a beast. Surviving all these portions of the game really builds their toughness in a way that the show could never dream of.
Yeah.
There's another one on the right. Oh, did she run away from it? They're clever.
Clever girl.
I
thought I got them both.
If it was the revolver gun, I think you would have got them both. Dude, she just double headshot you? Did you not take a hit for that entire sequence and then she double headshotted you straight to death?
Dang.
You were close on that one. You're frustrated?
I'm not worthy, apparently. I started out with some really good headshots and then my aim quickly diminished.
Yeah, you started out very worthy. They're going to start coming out of the woodwork, aren't they? There you are.
So I have a question. I want to make a TikTok on this too. And I threw on season 3 the other day when I was getting some work done. So I kind of had it playing in the background for a few hours. What do you think is better? The Last of Us or The Walking Dead, and why?
I think The Walking Dead is better.
Why?
Well, for one, I would probably say that even if this season was good, because it just hasn't had the longevity, the run.
Okay, well, what if you compare like the first 2 seasons to these first 2 seasons?
Ooh, that's tough. I missed an arrow. Can I get that arrow back?
You should be able to.
Just the first 2 seasons.
Yep.
I might still say The Walking Dead is better.
I would too.
I feel like the story is just more cohesive. The characters are more consistent.
And
I feel like the writing is better, right?
The focus is consistent. You know, like it knows what kind of show it is.
The motivations for all the characters are kind of like really well in line, in tune, you know?
Yeah, and it knows that it's a zombie show. So guess what shows up every single episode?
Zombies.
Something cool with zombies, you know?
Yeah.
There's so many of them in The Walking Dead. And each episode, they're coming up with different ways to combat them and learn how to live with them, you know? And I feel like we're not seeing that progression in the show of them, like, getting better at living with them and getting more comfortable at living with them, you know?
Yeah. It makes a lot more sense.
Like, by the time season 3 comes around, there's just a whole bunch of them, of the zombies in the field at the jail, you know, and they're all so chill about it because they know that they have them, like, corralled properly, you know? And I feel like we're not seeing that relation in this season.
Wait, what? Wait, is our health low? Do we need to
No.
take a med kit?
No, I think you just got a headshot by running into the middle of all of them.
Well, I wasn't in the middle of. Oh,
You
yeah.
didn't clear your left at all. You got shot from the left.
Our health is a little bit down. It's not that low. You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go.
Well, I got shot from the right.
You got shot from, like, behind you.
Oh, well, it looked like it was the girl that was right in front of me.
No, there was, like, a red line on the screen coming from the other direction. It looked like.
I was trying to just move to a new area because there was like 3 of them over here. Yeah, I think that The Walking Dead is stronger. I think Walking Dead's strongest in its first, like, couple seasons, like 4 seasons.
Yeah.
And then kind of goes off the rail and gets into a lot of spin-off shows.
Like, what's really happening in this season where we saw the infected? We saw a horde
Underground.
twice.
Underground and in the snow.
And that's pretty much it. We saw the stalker, right, in the beginning.
There was 2 soccer sequences.
But one stalker sequence, she used the crutch of being able to get bitten as a way to, like, somehow survive and get out of it, you know?
She got bitten both of them.
Yeah.
She kind of had that crutch in both instances.
which is annoying, you know, because like
The one thing that you have to traditionally worry about in a zombie movie. And
why are
treating it
you
like
like
it's a-
actively trying to get bit
yeah.
as a defense mechanism? You know, it just seems silly.
Walking Dead has an incredible main character too, which is supposed to be the role that Ellie's stepping into in this season. Are you gonna aim? I was like, what are you doing? Headshot, good timing. The big ones freak me out because I'm like, what if I shoot you in the head and you still live?
Oh,
No way. No way you get out of that.
I tried to dive, but I didn't dive very well. Oh boy.
We can do this. This is crazy.
Come on.
You gonna go up a level?
I'm gonna go up here.
You're like, I'm gonna reset.
Come here.
There's one on your right.
That miss. Gosh, that's annoying. Come on, get up there. This is what I had to do when I had no ammo. I had to keep running up here.
Yo, is his nose off?
I did hit him with the shotgun. Yeah, I'll take this. Even though that was reinforced.
Where are you looking?
Him?
Yeah. No way, that was on his head. I swear
That's
was on his head.
crazy.
I swear that.
I thought that was a good hit.
Maybe you
right?
hit the rock or something. I don't know. Shouldn't be showing you through the rock though. We got the silencer on right now. He's done for. Jump on him. Nice shot. Got that little tone, so maybe that's all of them. Oh, there's one right there. You see it? It's looking at you. Nice.
That was a shot.
From deep. What is he thinking?
Oh, I thought it would let me shoot through that. Oh, hello.
Dude, they take you out fast here. Don't let her serpentine you. Blast, blast. No. You were so close. Give me a shot at him. Let me at him. How frustrated are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
Very. That is so annoying.
Don't worry, your boy will protect you.
Revenge me.
All right.
Dude, I've died twice in this part. You've died once. Will you win?
All right, is this loaded? All right, give me some angles. It's annoying how long it takes them to get out here. Dude, are they taking a different route this time?
No.
Oh my god, what is she going up into the car for? Okay, here's the one I want to wait for.
Oh!
Is that in time?
Nope. They don't know where you are. They know someone's there.
Don't let her escape!
Now they know where you are.
Okay.
Doing my strategy, huh?
I didn't want to. But I got spotted. So their awareness is so high.
Dude, I don't think that hit him.
It was right next to him. There's no way.
That didn't hit him either.
It did hit him, but he just lived.
Dude, do you see them like dipping and dodging there?
This is like an advanced new level.
Yeah. Whoa, she just teleported, I swear.
She can feel those. Oh my goodness. I can't shoot from here, can I?
You could between those probably.
Got one bullet left. Oh, a coin. As far as I don't not remember this being so hard. Is he behind me?
Dang.
She's all out.
I'm not all out. I'm about to get stronger. Is this set to auto? Since when?
You hit triangle when you were up on the bridge when you pulled it.
Oh, I didn't even mean to. This part, I did not know it was going to be this hard. No ammo? Since when?
You've used it all on like those 3 guys back there. You used almost a full clip of your assault rifle on that guy.
I think there's more ammo.
There you go. You can get that back.
I think there's pistol ammo on these people.
Yeah, I think there's some up top too.
I do want that, I guess, but
Take your pick.
no, there's like no ammo up here. Is she right there?
Yeah, right behind that wall. No way. No way. Dude, you gotta be kidding me.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
That was such overkill.
I just want them to know what they're dealing with here.
That was so unfortunate that that was our best run of this area today.
Do you want to restart the encounter? I can
There's no way that was our cleanest run of the day.
I can just get it cleaner, but like the first one that the first part when I got spotted, there was no recovering from that. You know what I mean? Like it's so annoying how hard
Not
it.
in like a clean way.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I mean, I technically recovered from it, but in like a horrifying way.
Yeah. And that's the benefit of having as much ammo as we do, so that we can play very messy.
Get back at it, brother. You're welcome. I got your back.
You revenged me, that's for sure.
I just was. Oh my god! Remember when I said I was feeling good today?
Started really well. You started up here, man.
It's hard because they start you out in like a big open area. In that part of that portion,
Yeah. I mean, they give you plenty of time to.
you have to be so patient to wait for them to come through.
Gonna make another one of these since you used like 2 or 3 of them.
Good call. Good call. There's loot that yeah, we didn't grab it here on the first time through. Hopefully we can get something. Are we not on light? That's the second time I've seen us open two back-to-back drawers with nothing in it. That's their version of light,
Right?
There's something.
Ooh.
Luckily we have the upgrade, so I think it'll make 2 of different stuff. Yeah. Well, actually, that might already make 2. I don't know. Can you check the pills to see if we're fully kitted on that? Yeah, we have upgrades. Ammunitions.
You gotta be kidding me. I guess we'll go with that. Oh, we can do both.
We
There
full?
we go. We're full.
Cool.
Wait, no, I can't.
Do you think Tommy feels insulted that Ellie just did not give a shit if he lives or dies?
Do I go through this door? Okay.
Do you think Jesse told him? Their dialogue was interesting, but it was just weird to them to argue the good of the community versus the good of yourself. Like,
This is probably a good place to wrap it up.
yeah,
We're about ready to reach a checkpoint.
we're gonna have nothing to complain about the next time we do streaming episodes because there won't be any new episodes of The Last of Us.
I know.
I'll
We're gonna
rewatch
have to,
it.
Rewatch
To
it.
find new complaints. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that I'm forgetting because I was ripping my hair out during this episode, dude.
Yeah.
It's me.
It's frustrating, right? All right. Well, if you're enjoying this episode, thank you so much for watching.
We're super clean run through.
Yeah. We're gonna keep playing through The Last of Us Part 2 till we finish. We got the rest of Abby's journey, and then they meet up, and then we go and play as Ellie for a little bit. So there's still quite a bit left. During these episodes, we are obviously talking about The Last of Us. Going forward, we'll be talking about other movies and shows and just whatever is going on at the time. If you have any questions for us about The Last of Us or any other show or movie, or any questions for us in general, we'd love to answer them. If you want to leave them in the comments below, it'd be a lot of fun to have kind of a dialogue to answer questions and stuff while we play.
Yeah, we'd love that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, we want that. We want that back and forth, and that's why we created our Discord, so you can join in there if you want to talk to us outside of the show. You can present questions to talk about on the show in the Discord. The link to that is going to be in the description of the episode. It is just this big group chat where we have different categories for all kinds of discussions. The stuff we talk about here: movies, TV shows, comics, video games, all kinds of stuff. We talk about new trailers, new movies that just dropped, and our thoughts on all this stuff. We debate, we argue, and we do polls. And it's loads and loads of fun. You guys should join in there. It is totally free. It's free. No cost to you at all. Just fun.
We post new full episodes every Monday and Thursday, but make sure you hit that subscription button and notification bell for any extra episodes. A lot of times these episodes have been extra, or we have put out like a vlog about us making a short film. We just made a short film inspired by the Mission Impossible movies coming out, and we did a behind the scenes video of how we made that short. So that was a lot of fun. You can check that out if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching, and that's a wrap.